So I'm so new to this, and I've probably said that in enough of the videos now, but before I started with CashFX, I was purely doing research for just over a month online and on social media looking for what it was all about. It all started back when I broke up for uni at Christmas and not wanting to go out looking to catch Omicron. So I started to look into my friend's new venture, CashFX. Well, I say new, she's been passively trading with it for almost 15 months now from $300 and is now sitting at 35k. In this video, I'm going to show you why she was right. Not only that she would ever glow and do that I told you so dance. I'm learning that the way that we see investments is not how it is going forward in the future or even now with CashFX. In the 80s and 90s, it was insurance policies. Then the noughties and the tens, it was mainly buying a second house to rent out. Now, crypto has been seen as a huge jump in the investment over the last few years. And after looking into it, I can see why it's worth $5.3 trillion over NYC's 20 odd billion dollars. It's essentially a pauper in comparison. First things first, CashFX have officially been out there now for just over 2 years. And one thing you don't see much is the annual figures for returns. And when you do, it's a blip you briefly see in the January in-member forums. You see the daily 1% and the weekly 5 to 6%, but I haven't seen many people talking about the annual returns, which are insane if you want to start investing. I mean, when I was like, it's the yearlies on 2021 and 2020, you have to remember banks are only giving you 0.01%. That's actually allowed now in banking, and it's the standard for savings accounts. CashFX are giving you, 100 times that a day at 1% on average. So this is 2020's daily returns, which amounted to 329.54%. This wasn't for certain members, it was for all CashFX members. So if you think that you were on 100k back in 2020, you would be crying in laughter when people were like, oh no, it's a scam, don't do it, don't do it. And all the members are like, okay, you do you, and I'm going to carry on with this scam. So 329.45%, crazy. This was the first year. So if you were in then, most of the original members wouldn't have been on this figure, and it was a new and less evolved thing as it is now. But it is crazy on those kind of returns. So that was 2020. So the returns for the year 2021 total 254.75%. And now you are thinking, oh no, it's lost over 100 points. Is it even worth bothering with now? Which is true, it has. It's like, wow, what's happening? Is 2022 only going to be 154.75%? Who knows? Buy me a crystal ball and I'll post onto it when, and seeing all of these non-knowing influencers who, by the way, are not members of CashFX. It's like asking a political party what the other party's doing. They aren't interested. They're just out to cause havoc and pull away members with baseless accusations. Truth is, nobody knows. I mean, January has had 2 bad weeks in trading, but that is normal for January, and especially what's going on in the world with COVID. In November, was it, the mention of the word Omicron and everything crashed, including Bitcoin, which before was trading at around 45k and is now just over 30k. The world is crazy at the moment. I'm just seeing my investments as a young man now like this. I mean, if anyone has a savings account, I do, and it's actively earning me an astonishing 0.01%. 2 years ago, I think I got downgraded from 0.1%, and in all honesty, I did not even bat an eyelid. Banks are banks. I knew I was never going to make money with them unless I won the lottery. So let's fast forward to now. Learning about CashFX, I'm so shocked. Even when I was rolling in my 0.1% in my little bank account, it was pathetic compared to what CashFX are giving me for my investment now. So I said to myself, what do? Do I leave it and stay poor and listen to the bank's advice? Get a dead-end job till I graduate and stress myself out on minimum wage? Or do I give it a go with $500, which translates into £370 with all the Bitcoin fees to get my pack opened? No-brainer. So you know what? If someone wants to give me 100 times that of what my bank wants to pay me in a day, You know what I'm going to do? I've seen enough videos and have seen 4 people directly under my friend all make money from this in 2021. 2 years of trading figures that I've seen factually, and I personally am reassured enough to take a risk, as I have seen a few people, including my friend, with the same continuity with their enthusiasm as I've seen in online videos. When I spoke to my friend, and she will probably say this in future videos if I can actually pinpoint her down long enough, as she is quite an active lady, she keeps telling me, the thing is, Lennon, how do you encourage people to get into this when they just won't agree and preach that everything's too good to be true? Everyone would be doing it. Why are people so hell-bent on getting others into it? And she says it's because you care about people enough and you want them to do well and you want to give them a break. She even said to me before I bit and thought, I'm going to have to give this a go. She said, you two have the money to take the risk, and you were like, no. Now you're doing it and making money already, which is actually true in part. I have set up under a family account with my partner and I am on his level 1. So do I think CashFX is a scam? Very easily, that's a no. My partner took out the $300 pack, and in a week, thanks to the family pack and a few people joining, he's already made the money back to at $248. Do I think the returns will drop in the future? Possibly, possibly not. We are not trading in normal conditions, right now, and they still managed 1.02% last year, 1.01% more than my savings account. They have said that they are trialling at the moment, if I got that right, to bring out later this year, which may be a reason January trades are slightly lower. I'm not 100% sure though, it's just a hunch. Should you invest? Yeah, I do. Start low and talk about it to your friends. After a month, when you see the money coming in, I've watched 2 Zoom meetings, and one was from a guy in Albania. He had to go to a dealer to buy Bitcoin for the $300 pack, and this was in 2021. And now yesterday in the call, he was at 15k. I was shocked, and what was more touching was the fact that in his own home country, the monthly average wage was less than £300, so he's living the dream in his country. I just want to leave you guys with one last thought though, and I hope people take heed of this coming out from a young person's mouth, as we often get overlooked, ignored when giving out advice. We have all heard about Bitcoin by now, and I think everybody knows now it is a good investment, almost whereby it's become a bragging right. I learned about Bitcoin first back in 2018, as I remember the year when it started to get a lot of negative press in the world. There's still probably videos on here about Bitcoin being a scam. Well, there must be. It is YouTube. One statement that stood out to me though was when one of the America's biggest banks, Goldman Sachs, said Bitcoin was a huge Ponzi scheme, a fad, a fraud. No, seriously, they did. And an inventor needed to be hunted down and found and charged, stating very strongly that they would never catch on or stick, and investors should pull out before they lose all their money. A huge multi-international securities financial institution, well over 100 years, probably over 150 by now, and definitely one of the most stable financial institutes in the world, in my opinion. Fast forward to January 2022, and they have said in the last few weeks, well, I say they said, they effectively backtracked on those remarks, and they predicted by 2025 Bitcoin will be worth upwards of £100,000. A huge multi-international company backtracking and now wanting to regulate something that they initially said was impossible to make money on. Makes you think, no? Moral of the story is, are you a sheep or a wolf? I'll leave you with that thought. See you in the next video.